मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Would you someone would like to chant maybe first 5 verses?
Can I try, Bhakti?
Yes, please. Yeah.
First 5 verses. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Chaturtho Dhyayah. Shri Bhagavanuvacha. Imau Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manor Ikshvakave Bravit Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu Sakale Neha Mahata Yogo Nashtaf Parantapa Sa Evayam Maya Tedhya Yogav Proktaf Puratanaha Bhaktosi Me Sakha Cheti Rahasyam Hetaduttamam Arjuna Uvacha Aparam Bhavato Janma Parang Janma Vivasvataha Kathametad Vijaniyam Tvamadau Proktavana Iti Shri Bhagavanuvacha Bahuni Me Vyatitani Janmani Tava Charjuna Tanyahau Veda Sarvani Nattvau Veda Parantapa.
Continue further up to 10 if you can.
Yes,
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's very good.
Ajopi sanna vyavyatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavam yatma mayaya yada yada hi dharmasya ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानमसृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम् एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन वीतरागभयक्रोधाः मन्मया मामुपाश्रितः बहवो ज्ञानतपसा पूता मद्भावमागताः.
Very good. Excellent. Just the
All
10th.
your blessings.
Wonderful effort, everyone. The 10th verse, first line, just
Okay.
mamupashritaha, not taha.
Ashritaha.
That's all.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Keep it up. Yes, so I'm going to once again summarize what we were seeing yesterday. From verse number 5 to 8 in particular, include ninth as conclusive. But, excuse me, these are the verses where Krishna is saying from Ishvara's standpoint. This is where he says, when we say Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, and one of the previous bhashyams we saw what were the lakshanas of Bhagavan, the sixfold qualities when he has Aishwaryam, Yashas, Shrihi, Bala, Jnana, um, Vairagya. When these six are in complete measure, fullness, unbroken, Poonam, these six are those lakshanas with which creation you find them in very small measure here and there. Some people may have a lot of strength, some people may have a lot of yash, some people may have a lot of shri. Shri means prosperity. Some people may have aishwaryam, some etc. But when in one, all these are in full measure, such a one is called Bhagavan, the one who has these in complete measure. That is another way of saying Bhagwan is a very simple term, more relatable, more from the standpoint of Sagunam, because Bhagwan, when any one aspect of these is worshipped, it becomes Sagunam. So you can have many Bhagwans based on which aspect one is worshipping, one has glorified, one has personified, one has given a form to, in visualization, etc. So, Bhagavan is more of a relatable term in terms of contactable. It's contactable by thought. You can conceive it, you can imagine it, you can visualize the descriptions that are given, and those descriptions are based on those qualities of Ishvara which have been personified as some form, color. He wears these shuklam baradharam vishnum, etc. So wearing, or Saraswati Devi with white clothes, all these are those qualities. Ishvara is the subtlest aspect. If you look at it from the standpoint of creation, from where we are, Ishvara is the subtlest. Subtlest means further off from our senses. Our senses cannot perceive it. Furthest off. And from the standpoint of Brahman, it is the first grossification. Grossification means it's a very first manifestation. Brahman is Nirgunam, Nirakaram, ever there, infinite Satchidananda Swabhav, all present, without name and form. Nirgunam, it has no guna in it. It has no dvaitam there. It alone is ekameva advitiyam. That all, that alone exists in true form. But when the creation has to start, when the creation is to begin, the very first manifestation is Ishvara. And what is Ishvara? Ishvara is the seed form of all pranis, of all jivas. Their karan sharira, of all life forms, of all living beings, every living being's karan sharir, causal body, is the seed is collectively where it is Ishwar. All jivas collectively, that means your birth has come from your current sharir, your karma cycle. My birth has come from my current sharir, my karma cycle, etc. Both yours and mine. In totality bhav, you and I, from Shastra Drishti, what we call as Jiva, as individual, it is a very limited expression of life, very small expression of, limited expression of life. This is Vyashti Rupa. Individual is Vyashti. When our totality of all our current Sharir is Samashti, total. Samashti means complete, total. Where it is in a seed form is Ishwar. Why is it in seed form there? Or how is it in seed form? Which means, supposing Mahapralaya happens, as we know through our Puranas, creation has also an age, it has a span, it is not eternal here. It will have resolution, just as an individual wakes up and sleeps, creation also wakes up and sleeps. But its cycles are, maybe next class we'll bring it up. Many human years are its cycles. Those sleeping, where the entire creation will resolve back. All the prani, जहां सोएंगे, हम कहाँ सोते हैं? In our current शरीर. The whole creation जहां सोता है, where it sleeps. Sleeps means it has resolved back. There is no creation there. Just as in my sleep state, there is no creation here. When I am sleeping, there is no individual, there is no creation. In the same way, when the creation will have its cycle through, its own time span is over, creation will also resolve back into its sleep state, into its unmanifest state. Where it rests in unmanifest state, the samashti karana sharira, where it rests is Ishwar. Now, Ishwar is the final point from the creation standpoint, from Jiva standpoint. Vedanta holds two standpoints, and this we should never forget. One standpoint is from the standpoint of an individual, Jeev. From their standpoint, there are explanations given, there is knowledge given. The other standpoint is the nature of this Jeev, Swabhav, the real nature of this Jeev. From that standpoint is another set of information, knowledge given. So there are two standpoints, and when a thought flow proceeds, we must know which standpoint is the Shastra taking when it says that, whatever it is saying, and we should not mix it with the other standpoint. From the Jiva standpoint, whatever is said as a Vyavharik Drishti. Vyavharik Drishti means Laukik Drishti, my interactive world and how I perceive from that standpoint. From the my own nature, what Shastra says I am, from that nature that I am Brahman, that is a Paramarthik Drishti. Param. There's nothing higher than that. That is the absolute end of this experiencer of the world. So there are two standpoints. One standpoint is where you and I stand as perceiving ourselves, our knowledge of ourselves. What do we know of ourselves? What do I know of myself? What do I think of myself? What do I believe I am? Etc. That standpoint is called the Vyavaharik standpoint, Jivatvam standpoint, limited standpoint, individual standpoint. That is explained through a lot of reasons, examples. For what purpose is it explained? It is explained so that we know, we are able to comprehend finally what is our Paramarthik stand. Because what does the Shastra say? As long as I am perceiving the world, मुझे जगत दिख रहा है, मुझे जगत एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है, मुझे मेरा शरीर दिख रहा है, एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है, I am able to cognize the world, I am able to see my body, I am able to feel pain and happiness, I am seeing, quote unquote, I am seeing a reality here. That is the first standpoint that Shastra takes us through. From this standpoint, Ishvara is the last aspect of creation. All of creation resolves in Ishvara. He is a, what would be the World Bank? Is there something like a World Bank where all our funds, all countries' funds are put together? Is there any body like that? If not, supposing there was. All countries' wealth is put in one place. Where it's put, that is Ishwar. All our Jiva's accounts, all our Jiva's accounts is a very mild way of saying it. You have to connect it because Krishna is saying, I know it all. That's why. Everything is here. In that creation, which is still in the state of Ishvara, not manifest. Just as in my sleep, I'm not manifest. Yet, I'm in my causal state. Then, when a set of seeds have to fructify, call them vasanas, call them samskars, call them prarabdha karmas. As per the prarabdha karma that has to fructify, the very first manifestation after Ishvara is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha means Samashti Sukshma Sharir. Samashti Sukshma Sharir means all our thoughts, all our mind and impressions. Karan Sharir means I can't see it. I don't know where I'm sleeping. I don't know where I've resolved. Where is my ahankar setting? And where does it rise from? I can't see that. But in my Sukshma Sharir, I am a thinker. I have the thought of I am. I am a individual. I ka sense hai. That is Sukshma Sharir, where thoughts and memories. What are the components of Sukshma Sharir? Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. These are the components of Sukshma Sharir. Totality of Sukshma Sharir is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is the very first exact translation is it's a cosmic egg. That's how the translation is. It means now all the jivas that have to manifest is now in a ready mode. What we have like our dream state, it's not grossified, but it is in the process of emerging. It is now consolidating, it's now grossifying. From here comes all the tanmatras. All the tanmatras means all these subtle elements, the pancha mahabhutas that are subtle. That means at that level, they are still not grossified. The elements have now started to emerge. From Hiranyagarbha, I'm moving straight into the gross world. In between, you have all these many, the creation has its process. From the subtle now to the gross means the subtle elements have formed. These subtle elements are nothing but Hiranyagarbha itself with its own Shakti has manifested in various ways. And those five tanmatras, Maha uh, Panchabhutas, these now further we have seen have Panchikaranam and the gross elements are formed. What we contact is the gross element. Every gross element has only one fifth, half of its own nature, and the rest of the half is divided into the other four elements. That's how the creation is. Entire grossification process is the grossification of the elements. In this, the total gross bodies, all the gross bodies manifest, are nothing but Samashti Virat. The Virat means Ishvara's grossest, Ishvara's body, which is the gross body of all the beings. I won't call it Ishvara's body, it can be confusing, leave Ishvara there. All the gross bodies in totality, Samashti is Virat. Now, Ishvara, how does it become Hiranyagarbha? He says, by my own Shakti. That Shakti is Maya. Maya means it is not how we have electricity running. You can have a meter, you can have readings. It's not energy. You cannot pinpoint it. All he says is, from my own being, with my own Shakti, for the sake of Loka Sangraha, I bring out. When you have this, uh, from Vishnu's navel, you have Brahmaji coming up. Hiranyagarbha is more Vedic term. This idea will get clearer if we do one of the Upanishads sometimes. But that same Hiranyagarbha later on is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Three aspects of Ishvara. All three is Ishvara. So in the creation and its grossification process, the subtlest being Ishvara, subtle being Hiranyagarbha, in the process of creation now, creates Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, etc. And then the gross world, what we contact. This gross body is also same material. No gross body is different from another. It is the same Pancha Mahabhutas grossified. There is no other material with which the body is made. Gross world is made. The gross world is made for everyone, everywhere, of the same Pancha Mahabhut. So, from the standpoint of this individual who Shastra says, is caught up in this huge cycle. What is the cycle now? If you can visualize the cycle from what has been explained just now, I am born. How am I born? I come into a gross body. I adopt a gross body, is the right word. I just adopt a gross body. Ishvara's anugraha, what will be conducive for my karma phala to manifest? Karma phala to manifest, I somehow have a body feasible for those set of karma phal to be experienced. Through this process of karma and phalam and etc., here the root cause of this we have seen is avidya of my own paramarthik nature. When Shastra gives me knowledge, it is giving to an individual, it is giving to a mumukshu, it is giving to a jignasu, it is giving to one who pariksha lokan karmachitan, he goes on. He knows that I have been traveling, as we saw yesterday, based on these karma phalas, dehantara prapti, lokantara prapti, and then sitting back in the womb, that cycle in which I remain. Ishvara says here, Krishna says, as this creation comes into manifestation, I gave this knowledge to Hiranyagar. Who is Hiranyagar? He is the sun god for our reference. The very first grossification, the deity there, Surya Bhagavan, his causal state is Hiranyagar. That Hiranyagar is the Samashti Sukshma Sharir. And whatever whatever is seen as distinct and separate for us, you are different, I am different, sun is different, moon is different, plants are different, birds are different, good people, bad, all this bheda buddhi. When I'm looking at the world, I look at the world with a bheda buddhi existent. I haven't created it, I was born with it. I have it with defaultness. I see the world with distinctions. I don't see sarvam ekameva advityam, khalu idam brahman, sarvam khalu idam brahman. I don't see all this as brahman. I see all this as distinct. From this standpoint, only human upadhi amongst all the life forms, all includes devtas, are in this point of existence, sthan of existence, in a unique upadhi. That upadhi has choice, and that choice is now associated with a will. Choice means will. Because there is a choice and a will, I can use the creation the way I'm seeing it and perceiving it. How do I see? I see it with Bheda Buddhi. I see that I need happiness here. Whatever I see, I can live my life like that. No problem. That is Shastra's way of saying you are living in Bhoga. What will happen? Maximum. Anyway, what is going to happen? If you continue to live with how you feel and you see and you think and you believe and you alone, with all your ideas of right and wrong, and you think you are the only karta and you are the only uh, unique experiencer and everybody is distinct and different from you, if you want to live life like that, no problem. This is the cycle you will not come out of, because you do karma, you exhaust karma, but you earn karma. So this cycle continues. That's it. No worries. You remain. That's why it is almost like eternal. You eternally remain in you are born and you die. You are born and you die. Means you come into the body, you don't die. You come into the body dies, you take a new body. Body dies, There is a how you come into a house, then the house gets old, you go into a new house. Or as he said, Vasam Seji Nani, when the body grows old, you go on into a new body. You take on a new body. In that manner, this is one way in which you can exist. Maximum of us live like that. Here, the knowledge is only that there will be a samsara chakram. But the few who desire to know, is there an end to this chakram? Or am I going to helplessly be there despite of anything I do or don't do? Is this chakram endless or does it have an end? When the creation started, Bhagwan told Arjun here, when I started the creation, Ishvara, as Ishvara, he says, who is this Krishna? He is Ishvara. As Ishvara, when I gave it to Sun God, I gave this path of yoga along with it. When creation was starting, Vedas, all the Ved also were a part of manifestation, because for the sake of the jignasus, for the sake of the bhaktas, for the sake of those who wish to, that is also your karma phal. You, if you have a desire to know who you are, that is also a part of your seeking. God has to supply that also. He has to provide for that seeking also. So he has put the path of yoga, in general term we are saying it, he has put the path of yoga in creation along with creation. As things got manifested, Vedas were also along with available, handed down, paramparaya, and that parampara he glorifies here. Now, Ishvara himself, why is it important for us? I would like to dwell on it as much as possible, because can anyone say why is Ishvara important here? Think while I take a
मोक्ष तो
break.
वहीं से आएगा.
Sorry?
मोक्ष तो वहीं से आएगा.
Okay, moksha wahi se aayega. Be a little more specific.
So if we understand the meaning of Ishvara, Dipti, we'll be able to make a relationship with Ishvara, which
Right.
is the aim of Karma Yoga, right?
Excellent.
Then only you can move towards
That
the
that
next
line
level.
is enough. That line is enough. Why is Ishvara important? Because the starting point is Karam Yoga. And what is the important ingredient in Karam Yoga? Absolutely correct what you have said. It is Ishwar Arpan. But to which Ishwar Arpan? That question that remains in everybody's mind. So that little more elaborate, every time you go over it, maybe a little more penny drops. What is that Ishwar with whom I connect? If I look upon a source where all the jivas are connected, he is connected to every jiva, he, she, it, whatever you want to call it. Ishvara is connected to every jiva. How? Because that's the sleeping point of every jiva, is only one sthan. There is only one Ishwar. There are not as many Ishwars as many jivas are. There is only one Ishwar. All of us rest there. We sleep there when pralaya happens of the creation, even individually, ultimately. Now the question here is, that Ishwar, if I am able to even understand, that Ishwar is holding the seed form. And he says here, Bhutanam Ishwaraha api. I am also the Lord of all these beings. What does it mean? I am the one who rules them over. It is my Shakti that is passed on. It's like saying Ganges water at Gangotri has reached my tap, the pipe through which it has reached, the Neher, the canals through which it has been diverted, and ultimately, where have I got it? I've got it in my house. When I open the tap, the water I get is Ganga. That Ishwar says everybody's Shakti is coming from me only. I'm the one who's lending all this. Therefore, I am the one who's the controller. How? I only do Niyantran. How does he control? I only do Niyantran. Niyantran, control word is terrible. Niyantran means regulate, as I keep saying. Regulate. I do the moderation. I do the regulation. I am the one sitting here in every being regulating the creation. So, from this creation standpoint, from the Jiva standpoint, the bhed that comes, that I am already experiencing, is me and you, aham and tvam, you, I and you. This is a bhed I'm already seeing. What Vedas has done, or what Bhagwan says I've done in creation, is I have also brought in Ishvara there as a part of, not a part is the wrong way, which can be included as one of the bhed that you experience. So, what is the bhed finally? If Jiva and Jagat is a bhed, then Ishvara as a bhed means division. Ishvara as another category is Shastra Kalpitam, is Adhyaropitam by Shastra. Shastra says that the source of all creation is Ishwar. This is Shastra Uvacha, Prakriya. Why is it giving the Adhyarop? Here lies the whole secret. Why Krishna says, I am giving this yoga. I have given this yoga to you, Arjun. Because, what did I just say? Just before I said the secret, the minute I said the secret, it's gone into secret. What was the secret?
Why did he give this yoga to Sambhu?
Why he is the seed of this?
It comes and then it just disappears. I don't know where it goes. Sometimes I wonder if Ishvara doesn't want all this spoken out. Yesterday also it went blank. Today also, the minute I thought, it's so harsh, so I will. Again, it started to go blank. Shastra's Adhyaropan. Excellent. Thank you so much. Why is Shastra doing the Adhyaropanam? Ishwar hai as another category. You and I do not know this. We cannot figure it out. We cannot understand. We can only either accept it, have Shraddha in it, accept it, or discard it, not have Shraddha in it, not believe it. Who knows? Where is God? Who knows? What is Ishwar? I can question it and just leave it because I don't have a verified answer. I don't have a sensorily verified, proved answer. So I can discard Ishvara and the entire concept of Ishvara. But here, if you go follow the Shastra, here Bhagavad Gita is our context. Krishna says, I have given this along with. That Ishvara is Shastra's inclusion in our sense of bhed, which I, as birth, as a jiva, will not have till I am told there is a Ishwar here. Sab mein Ishwar hai. Once I am told, I am able to connect. Before that, values, yes, so we are all human beings. At the level of human beings, we can work on values. But that has its own limitations, and that's not, it'll take us away from the main point. Sticking to the point. That Adhyaropanam, why has it done? Why is Ishvara included? So that for the sake of those mumukshus whose karma phala has also matured, who wants to know what is the way to get out of this chakram. The upadhi of a human being is very beautiful, is very qualified as such for every human being. If out of 1,000 people in 1,000 repetitive cycles, even if one recognizes, if that desire emerges in that individual who recognizes this seems endless cycle, is there no way? What will he do? What will she do? We'll have to look. Why do we look up when we pray to God? We'll have to look up and say, is there an answer? And when you ask earnestly, when you actually ask sincerely, even if you float it in creation, even if you do not know that you have worshipped, you have prayed to any specific deity or any specific God, your earnest desire, which can take you to your truth, to your higher, has to be answered by Ishvara's law of his creation that he has said. Therefore, this Ishvara has been brought in so that, usko pakad ke, today we are a ragadveshi, kami, krodhi, lobhi, mohi, madi, matsari, etc. Whatever we are as a product of avidya, the jiva bhav has accumulated in ourselves with the help of Ishvara as that pole, as that rope you can hold on to, as some anchor you can hold on to help you start the process of what is the opposite of bhoga? Yoga. That's what he says. I have given this path of yoga. As a result of which, that's why throughout the Gita he'll say, Mai Sarvani Karmani. Then he'll say, Ananya Shinten Tomam, give me all your actions, give me, surrender them to me, surrender your efforts unto me. Because ultimately, who is he? He is Shastra Kalpitam. But all this is keeping in mind that I am seeing myself as an individual. I have a Bheda Buddhi. As long as I have a Bheda Buddhi, I have Satyatvam, the concept of real about the world. I experience it in the real sense. I cannot, if even if Shastra tells me this world is Mithya, it is Anatma, it is, Asat.
Intellectual.
Sorry?
It's intellectual.
Huh.
You are
I
not
can't see it like that. I still see real. Because I see real with reference to the world, that real is helped by introducing Ishvara. How? Maybe my words are not clear. I see the world as real today. When Shastra gives me Ishvara, it is supposing that I am seeing the world as real. So, what will help me out of this is what Shastra plants. And if I have Shraddha in it, this is also part of my real. It becomes real for me. Ishwar is there for me. Because I have the sense of real. That sense of real I've extended, not just kept it to plants and beings and animals and aham and mama. My family and my members and my brothers and sisters and my husband and wife and my children and my grandchildren. I'm not kept the sense of real only up to this. I extended the sense of real into what Shastra planted to help Jiva do Urdhvagati, come up, get out of this attachment to your own sense of identification with your body. Therefore, with Ishvara's, what would be the right word? Interpolation is the right word. With Ishvara's injunction, with the help of Ishvara, recognizing Ishvara everywhere. When my
You
Buddha,
use him as a vaulting pole.
you can use it as a vaulting pole, but there is a sense of real there with it. It's a means, sure enough, because what happens as a result of which, when you qualify yourself, which in other words means this whole thing becomes karma and upasana realm. As a result of this, At some point, my chitta shuddhi, that's the method. He's given us the method. Your method of chitta shuddhi is when you do nishkam karam, you offer your karmas to me, you do them for my sake. The more karmas done for my sake, the more your upasanas are done for my sake, when upasanas are done for means when you are doing more and more, your chitta is evolving. Your chitta is evolving through this method. And when it has evolved enough that your buddhi gets unshaken, has doubtlessness, doesn't doubt the fact that in this creation there is only punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. There is no praptavyam here, there is no prapti here. Whatever you gain, you lose, and whatever is lost can be regained. That cycle is continuous. When your buddhi becomes nisht means now that perception doesn't come and go. You have no doubt on that perception. That is your vairagyam. And the minute there is vairagyam in an individual, it's a mature state of your sukshma sharir. You viveka shakti is manifested now. It is it is clear. Vivek Shakti is ripe, let me put it this way. It has discerned, it has sifted away the impermanent aspects and permanent aspects. It went on doing the exercise of what is real, what is meaningful, what is true, what is not true. It went on exercising its thinking capacity. The more you exercise, excuse me, the more it becomes sharper. This Viveki, who had, and that's what again Shankara will refer to others as Mudhaha. Opposite of that Mudha will be Viveki. This one who's a Viveki has now Vairagyam. For what? If you follow the thought flow, for what does he have Vairagyam?
For the yoga,
For not being a bhokta in this life.
Right. Not just this life. For exactly for karma and phalam. Whole realm of creation is based on karma. Once he understands that this whole chakram is only karma based, ek to karma is endless, exhausting, it's an eternal cycle, it cannot fulfill me, it is can never give me the lasting happiness that I seek. Excuse me, once it has become nisht, that is vairagyam. For karma, doing for the sake of phal. And when that vairagyam sets, loses interest now in the realm of karma, ready now for karma sannyas. How? Jnana karma sannyas. He is ready now to give up this whole pursuit, which will only keep him in the cycle of punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Doesn't want to do sakam karma, has no interest in doing sakam karma, doesn't want to, in fact, that a, a sadhak would be scared of it. डरता है. किससे डरता है? बहुत डरता है. क्योंकि सकाम को परस्यू करने से उसको दिखता है कि यहाँ बंधन है. डरता है. What is night for the wise is day for the unwise. Which chapter, which verse? Ya nisha sarva bhutanam. Yes, chapter 2. Very good. Yasyam jagrati sanyami. He remains restrained in this world. Hanji?
69.
69. Very good. He remains restrained in this world of senses because he knows indulgence here means increasing my janmas. Once this vairagyam is set, Buddhi is now unwavering. He is ready for what he called as Sankhya Yoga. So the whole knowledge of purification of one's chit is through karma, introducing Ishvara in your life, and through that rope or pole or whatever you want to call it, anchor, through that your buddhi becomes steadfast at some point, seeing the shortcomings of phalam, karma and phalam, and with the help of Shastra, you get more and more awakened and clearer in your buddhi that this set of karma will only repeat itself endlessly. There will be nothing. Kabhi sukh dega, kabhi dukh dega. But compared to my nature, which is ever anandi, is this even a bargain that I should work for? Anyway, that's besides the point. So once someone is ready, he is now ready for karma sannyas. And that karma sannyas means now he is ready for jnana yoga. Now look at the difference. I started by saying there are two standpoints Vedanta will talk of, Vedas talk of. One standpoint is this individual standpoint. This individual standpoint means individual sees bhed, you and we have all our ragdvesh because of that bhed, buddhi. Shastra introduces Ishvara as Adhyaropanam, Kalpitam, Shastra Kalpitam. But I have a sense of reality in the world, so for me, Ishvara is also real. But with the help of this Ishvara, I start the process of purification, knowing that Ishvara is also real. The more my realness of buddhi for Ishvara solidifies, less and less the world holds me. And when I'm ready to see, or when my antakarnam is mature with vairagyam, my Viveka Shakti will be at its maximum available. There is Shraddha there because Ishvara is my real, and it has proved itself again and again. That creation will fulfill you. Whatever you want, creation gives you. Once this cycle is, I'm sorry, not the cycle, once this Shraddha is also there and my Vivek is alert, Vedanta is really the smallest part of Vedic Shastra. Literally just a few Upanishads are left anyway. Out of 128 Upanishads, anyway, only about 10 have remained to get the complete Advaita knowledge handed down to us. Our buddhi to be educated about how this Jagat is actually not real. And once my buddhi is got the knowledge through Upanishads, through this portion of Atma, which is only talking about my paramarthic stand. What is my paramarthic stand? Shastra says it's Brahman. On a chitta shuddh manaha, my study and reflection is able to assert to me the mithyatvam of coming and going vrittis, in which aham is also one of the coming and going vrittis. As a result of which, over a period of practice, constant in sixth chapter, Krishna will say, Abhyasena and Vairagyam are your two main disciplines till the very end. Continue Abhyas of your Jnana sadhana. There, once you know that Brahman is my Swarupam, there in the Prakarnam, where did Ishwar come from? What did Shastra in the beginning only say? What is the source of Ishvara? Hmm? What is the source of Ishvara? In the beginning only I said.
He's his own creation.
What is the source of Ishvara? I said Ishvara is the very first manifestation From where?
The seed
That seed he has
seed.
of all the jivas. But where has Ishvara come from? Come from means where is it manifesting? Hmm.
Our subconscious.
Hmm.
Our subconscious.
Hmm.
No.
No one. Maybe I'm not
Maya?
clear. Hiranyagarbha, Maya. Okay. Where is Brahman? Where Brahman, from Brahman, first manifestation was Ishwar. Where all this creation prakriya, last point was Ishwar. From Brahman, first point is Ishwar. Brahman itself doesn't change. Avyaya, I remain Avyaya. That, of course, as Ishvara, he's saying Brahman. I'm sorry, Krishna is saying as Ishwar. Ishwar also remains Avyaya. But the very first, what is the nature Swarupam of Ishwar? Non Maya is its Shakti. What is the Swarupam of Ishwar? That's what I mean by saying from where has Ishwar come? What is the Swarup? That would be a better question. What is the Swarupam of Ishwar? Brahman. What is the Swarupam of Jiva? Brahman. So when either he will say, you know Ishvara Swarupam as Brahman, even then your mukti happens, or you know the Jiva's source as Brahman, even then this Bheda dissolves away. So apavad happens of Ishvara as a separate, distinct entity. But that apavad happens only after it has brought about the transformation that is intended to be brought about. We all do apavad in the beginning only. There is no God, there is no Ishvara. Now, when I say there is no God, no Ishvara, I've done apavad. Apavad means negation. I've negated Ishvara from my life. If I negate Ishvara from my life, what happens? Nothing. You will continue living like a human being, born and dying, and maintain the cycle. But if I accept Ishvara, then the prayojan of Ishvara acceptance is that through Chitta Shuddhi, ultimately I become a Jnanadhikari. And when I am a Jnanadhikari in Jnananisht, I realize Ishvara is also non separate because he keeps saying in between, I'm here sitting in you as Antaryami. He's connected to every jiva. It's such a beautiful reflection and expression, expression of devotion. Any example you can think of where you can say he's related to every jiva? Any what would be the right word? Anything from the stories that you can think of which would say Bhagwan is related to every jiva. Ishwar is related to every jiva. In that sense, everyone's related. I guess I'm asking a far off question. Vishnu Dasha Avatara, okay, that he takes for the sake of something. But Ishwar as related to every individual in an individual manner means it's like one-to-one relation. Ishwara is with everyone, unique to them. How would you explain that? Vishwarupa Darshan, okay. That's also right.
Your faculties also work because of him.
Faculties also work because of him. There's a story of excellent, very good Bhavna. Very good. At least that was what in my mind was also, because all of you are also right, but in my mind also it was the same. The Rasa Leela. Leela. What is the Rasa Leela of Krishna? What is the Ras Leela of Krishna? Very good. Nobody knows the Ras Leela of Krishna? रास का उन्होंने पूर्णिमा की रात को he had a ras. pictures that depict it. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Uh, Between every two gopis, there is a Krishna dancing. Between every two gopi, there is a Krishna. And each manifestation of that Krishna is, it's not copy paste. इन सबके साथ अगर ऐसे ही है या वैसे मुद्रा उसकी सेम नहीं है सबके साथ. With every gopi, his expression is unique to that gopi. That Rasa Leela is between, with every gopi is a Krishna. And who's a gopi? Like someone else also mentioned a few days ago, it is your own Maya. Maya is represented there. It's Shakti. That concert. Exactly. You know. And what is that Purnima? Sharat Purnima. I think it should be coming after Sharat Purnima. On a Sharat Purnima, he dances Ras Leela. And very fast. It's worth reflecting, and it gives you great encouragement, I would say. What an encouragement to know that Ishvara is ever with you, always. Hmm? Can never not be right, can never not be there, can never not be there, is always there. So now he says, so far, okay, any questions here? Was it digestible, or should I repeat it one more time, another class? Or you can go through the
Yes,
recording.
we'll do it one more class. It's a very heavy subject.
Or maybe you can listen to the recording and
I
see.
will, yes, I will
Yeah.
listen to the recording for sure.
Yeah, it is definitely very subtle. And if anyone is absolutely not clear, I can repeat a little bit just now. I'll try and
Can
summarize.
you just explain that Ras Leela is dancing again, please?
In Ras Leela, there is a Ras Garba going on, and gopis are having, they're doing the dance. You know that Garba is in a circular form around the deity. And at it's a Sharad Purnima, that's a full moon night, clear full moon night. On a Sharad Purnima night, that's also the night where the Somaras uh, is made in the food. Plants get maximum somaras. The rus that comes in fruits and food comes from moon. And that night, that particular night, the way it is closest or further or whatever that geography part of it may be, it's bright. And so every year it is celebrated as a night where people keep something outside to get Chandra.
They keep kheer outside
Ha.
to get the maximum rays of the
Ha.
moon. That's
Right, or something like. And then and it's celebrated as Ras Leela Day, Ras Leela night. So from 10, 11 people would get together and have Ras. Now this meaning is, that's a societal parampara way of celebrating it. But what it actually was, that during that, gopis were involved thinking of Krishna, and they were having their ras, and suddenly there is Krishna manifest, not as one. At that time there's only one Krishna, but with every gopi, Krishna was dancing. Each gopi had a Krishna with him. So that's a way of saying that Ishvara is with everyone. It's almost like a unique relation with everyone that he has. Okay, so very quickly I'll say, because there's a little more heavy stuff may possibly come. So let me first yes, very true. Swami Vivekananda also said that the Ras Leela is an external expression of divine Leela, which takes place in the heart of each and every individual between the finite and the universal soul. That's the same meaning. What is the finite? This Jiva. What is in universal soul? It is Ishvara. So that's what's happening. Correct. So let me start again. Just a very quick recap because we have to take one more step, subtle. But let us consolidate this first. I started by saying there are only two viewpoints from where Shastra gives teaching. And those two viewpoints is keeping our own self in view. When I see myself as an individual, I find certain default thinking in me. I'm born, I die, I'm subject to pain, I want happiness, and after death, I do not know what will happen, and etc. So, I have, in general speaking, I have a Bheda Buddhi. I see the world separate from me, and this is my idea about myself. So far, okay, Neetuji?
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
Diptiji.
That is one part. That is a Vyavaharik Drishti. Laukik Drishti, keeping the individual standpoint, accepting it, Vedas, will give us a certain knowledge. Why is that acceptance of the Vedas? Not because it is right. Vedas are accepting it because I believe so. And there's nothing else for me to believe. I cannot disown the knowledge that this world is real for me. However much I understand intellectually, I still cannot accept that the world is not, is mithya. So, keeping this individual standpoint, there is a whole knowledge given in which Krishna says, I have given that yoga, path, knowledge of yoga, and it has been handed down. It takes disappearance or reduces, thins away at some kal, but then I revive it again by my own coming. As an avatar, I come and I revive dharma again, or I make someone a nimitt for it. There are various ways of avatar. It's a different topic completely. But idea being that this creation, if you want to come out of the cycle, then that path of yoga is also given here, available here as knowledge to follow. That path rests on introducing my already available Bheda Buddhi, expanding it to include Ishvara, and Ishvara is Shastra Kalpitam, so that my sense of reality now accommodates Ishvara in it. And with that help, I'm told to change my actions, my attitudes, do them as arpanam, do them as service to Lord, do them as an offering, do them as seva, do them as worship, do them as yajna, do them as lokasangraha, means from your duty standpoint, do them as your duty anyway. But Ishwar is included now in my mind. With that, there is a maturity that happens. And in that maturity, I start to see the falsity or the finiteness of this life cycle, what it can give me, what it can get to me. All the phala that I can experience in this world is short lived. My buddhi matures to appreciate. And when it has appreciated, means it has become firm with this, that all karma can give me is a finite phal. I lose interest in chasing it. I'm now ready for karma sannyas. I'm ready to take up jnana marg, sankhya marg, versus pravritti marg, karma marg. Sankhya marg is the nivritti marg. I'm ready to take on nivritti marg. And in that nivritti marg is entirely jnana marg. Adhikaratvam has already been gained because of this Ishvara brought in my life. I have purification, I have ekagrata, I already have shraddha. With this, I Here, the Prakriya of the Upanishads, which also says all this is Brahman. Nothing else is said there. All this is Brahman, and you are that Brahman. When it says all this is Brahman, Ishvara's Swarup is also Brahman. Jiva's Swarup is also Brahman. When I see either of the truth, whether Ishwar's Swarupam is Brahman or my Swarupam is Brahman. Like, for example, what did Ramakrishna see? Ramakrishna saw Devi, and finally Totapuri smashed is said. I've heard. I've not read it myself. I've only heard it. And to break that attachment, and it is Brahman. Either you recognize your idol, your Devata, your Ishvara is also Kaliya, is also Brahman, is Brahman, Sarupam, not also, is Brahman, or you see that your by your mananam you go inside that Ishwar is here within you, seated, and you do reflection of that. Like as I said, from Ramana's query of who am I, where is this I coming from, is a very tangible query that can be immediately picked up for reflection. So, when you understand where it comes from, the source is Brahman. Once you know Brahman, now there is no coming and going. Your avidya is destroyed. Karma phal, of course, is destroyed. When this prarabdha of the sharir exhausts, there is mukti. And that's what he says here in the verse we saw concluded yesterday. Janma karma chame divyam. Whoever knows my divine birth, and my divine birth means what? My birth, which is Maya Upadhi. There is a little more I should be continuing. Maya Upadhi. It's not an actual birth. It's not, I'm not born like an individual is born because of the karma phal. Why? Because Ishvara doesn't have kartritvam. And he doesn't have kartritvam, there is no karma. Whatever is done is karma abhas, looks like karma to all of us. Whatever is Krishna doing, that's why there's only one word they use, it's Leela. So far, okay, Neetuji?
Yes, yes, Nidhi, thank you so much. The word Ras Leela has taken a different connotation for me after today's class.
Yeah, it is.
It's, I mean, I've never seen it like this ever before.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
So then now Ishvara is said here. He says, Janma karma chame divyam. Whoever sees my birth as not an actual birth, I'm not born because of my karma phal that I have to exhaust. I'm born yuge yuge, again and again. Yugas, after many yugas, I get born again. Why? Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya chatushram. I think everybody knows this verse. We won't restate it. Dharma for the sake of re-establishing dharma in the world, because dharma alone will keep the creation through its lifespan. It's like saying you may have 80 years, supposing, but you have a very bad lifestyle. Is 80 years guarantee? If you have a very bad lifestyle, what does a bad lifestyle mean? All the ill health parameters. Your cholesterol's high, your liver functions are off, your kidney functions have gone, and you are terribly stressed out as an individual, and you have diabetes, your blood pressure, and what else? Whatever else you can think of, I don't know much beyond this. Supposing all those, and how did they come about? Bad lifestyle, no exercise, eating wrong food, overeating, and oversleeping, and no activity, high tamas, taking all prohibited things like living on drinking and smoking and drugging and all that. If you've just led a life like that, Even if your prarabdha had 80 years, so called, it can't be prarabdha then, but supposing your lifespan could have stretched up to 80 years, would you still live 80 years? Questionable, no? Likely not.
Definitely not.
Huh. In the same way, if creation doesn't have dharmic people upholding dharma, and dharma is karma, I'll repeat it again and again, those karmas that are done for samashti's sake, for the sake of samashti, if less and less people do those karmas, then you are creating ill health of creation. That is what we are seeing now. I mean, I am absolutely, I have no words when we see how we live our life. It just, I think by now I'm just silent about it. People say Diwali pe patake podoge to pollution hoga. All these wars that are happening, there is no pollution consideration. There is no climate change happening then. What crazy thinking we people hold beyond my concept. We just don't want creation to be healthy. Because everybody, if it's healthy, everybody will be happy. Yeah, but somehow I guess our avidya has to create problems in the world. So, anyway, that's besides the point. The fact is, it is ill health. There is ill health in creation. Our skies are not blue in the cities, our water is not purified, we can't drink straight from the river, etc. etc. All this is ill health of creation. So, Ishvara says, for this, जिनके seeds मैंने रखे हैं, who has to take birth in this creation, for their sake, who has to go through their karma cycle, I have to re-establish dharma so that creation keeps moving, so that these jivas keep coming, have a chance to do, exhaust their karma, whatever, whatever, whatever. That cycle for every jiva, because he's the mata, he's the pita for everyone. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. For everyone, he is the same. So he said, for the sake of dharma, I come again and again. Yes, not enough yet, guys. I think we'll end here. Is that okay?
Yes, Diptiji. Sorry for delaying the class today.
No, not at all. Why? I'm glad because I just felt next class maybe you never know which framework of mind. So the same emphasis may change in the next class. So better to clarify now. Okay. So can you conclude also, please?
Yes, Diptiji. सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषा, गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः, पृथ्वी सस्यशालिनी, देशोऽयं शोभरहितः, ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Recording stopped.
Thank you, everyone.
Pranam.
Pranam.
Thank you very much.
Thank
बहुत thanks.
Thank you, Diptiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you very much.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari- Dhanyavad, Diptiji.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you the realization today I've had for us, Leela. It's amazing.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Diptiji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hari Om.